the street. A working poor can't take no more. Agitate, instigate, implore. Propaganda is your best friend. Rewrite history until the end. Their mechanisms you upend. Collateral damage, unhinged trend. Propaganda, whoa. Adventure tactics, enact low blow. Propagandize, whoa. Strategize tactics, enact low blow. Claw your way inside of their minds. Erase their standpoints in due time. Dig your way into their brains. None of them left thinking sane. Propaganda coming at you. Yeah, propagate and never lose. Brainwash, stack the deck. Resistance a tiny speck. Propaganda is your best friend. Rewrite history until the end. Their mechanisms you upend. Collateral damage, unhinged trend. Propaganda, whoa. Advance your tactics and not low blow. Propagandize, whoa. Strategize your tactics and not low blow. Claw your way inside of their minds. Erase their standpoints in due time. Dig your way into their brains. None of them left thinking sane. Propaganda coming at you. Yeah, propagate and never lose. Brainwash, stack the deck. Resistance a tiny speck. Propaganda is your best friend. Rewrite history until the end. Their mechanisms you upend. Collateral damage, unhinged trend. Spread lies tonight. Yeah, spread lies tonight. Spout them up all night long. Make them sing your own song. Spread lies tonight. Yeah, spread lies tonight. Fool them into everything. Swing your bat for grand slam swing. Propaganda, whoa. Adventure tactics and not low blow. Propagandize, whoa. Strategize your tactics and not low blow. Win the fight for mental superiority. Combat or resistance of authority. Rhetorical onslaught, verity. Breaking all modes of priority. Yeah, propaganda is your best friend. Said propaganda your best friend.
Hello, and welcome once again to the Dr. Zeero Xiron Free Magic Secrets Show, where we explore all forms of magic. We talk about the cool book I wrote called Apex Unhinged. We listen to cool music I made using Suno as the Zeero Xiron Orchestra. And, we talk about all things occult world and all things that have to do with the community. And we like to riff on various things going out there today. And Doc here is at the final stages of that really nasty flu that's going around. That keeps it's like wave upon wave, and it keeps changing every day. So I'm towards the end. I think it's the final leg of it, and it's where it's turned into like a nasty cough, and my nose is dripping constantly, and I'm just hacking it all up. It's like my lungs soaked up the virus slowly, and now it's just there. Now I just got to keep hacking it up until it's gone. So if I'm a little raspy, if I'm a little not as quick as normal, that's what's up. So the big news today that's going around is the black magician known as J.D. Temple has switched governments, you could say. He has gone from total black magic, infernal, divine member of Become a Living God, one of the more well-known faces of Become a Living God, has gone Christian. He has converted to Christianity and renounced his old ways, and he shut down his website where he was one of these guys that was charging for services, doing rituals for thousands of dollars and who knows what. Now, there's a lot to be said here. And, first off, what anybody wants to do ultimately is their own decision in life, as I've said over and over and over, I think Christianity is batshit insane. Even more batshit than this black magic obsession and what these guys are pushing ultimately. Because Doc here is like, when you ask him what is witchcraft is a nature religion. And then there's people who have different ideas about what that means, but ultimately that's what that means to me and for a lot of people. So it's like I'm a little bit more on the I won't call myself Wicca because I don't believe in all of their tenets. They're like the goody two shoes nature religion witches. But I'm more closely related to that sort of line of thinking, and I upgraded in that I learned about high magic and about what it really means to be a magician, and in terms of like Eliphas Levi and the Golden Dawn and Hermeticism and such things, alchemy and all this stuff. So I'm like a, panentheistic nature religion witch who upgraded to these higher magic ideals mixed with all kinds of stuff. And you listen to my channel, you're gonna hear me talk about all this kind of stuff. So, to me, the aberration of black magic, specifically like this Become a Living God styled stuff, and what all these guys are into, I just think it's mostly poppycock. I don't really. If there are invisible entities, I don't care. I have no use of them. I have no need of them. I don't want to talk to ghosts. I don't care. I don't believe in deities and stuff. I mean, in the terms of like their faces of forces of nature, we're putting a human face on in order to try to connect with some slice of the universe. I don't believe that there's like beyond the veil and some invisible realm, there are literally people that are like, "Hi, I'm Satan. Hi, I'm Lilith. You can communicate with me and have a friendship, and I'll be your tutor." I don't think it's happening. I think anybody who's telling you that is just bonkers, or maybe they have established contact with an invisible entity and it's just fucking lying to them and telling them whatever they want to hear, because entities would therefore be vampiric and leech-like, using anyone who would fall for their bullshit. So, I mean, that's kind of my idea of this stuff. So, here we have one of the big names. He had vanished from social media for some time. He hadn't been on in a long time, and then just posted a live video talking about, he went to a rehab facility, like a live-in rehab facility, where they take away your phone and you don't really have contact with the outside world, and it's like a year-long program and all this stuff. And they put the Bible in your hand, and he started reading it, and then it finally made sense to him, and then he went all the way with it. Well, you could put Bible all you want in Doc's hand. I'm always going to think it's a steaming pile of lies, because it is. It's lies. It's lies. Jesus wasn't the Son of God. He did not walk on water. He did not turn water into wine. He doesn't have any magic powers. He doesn't really have much wisdom going on here. He's nothing. He's a joke. And anyone who tells you it's real is a fucking joke. So, poo-poo on the whole thing. But, it's not really, I'm trying to think, like, can I say that it's a big step up from being mired in this infernal divine shit? I mean, no, not really. They're both equally shit dead ends, in my opinion. And it's funny because the branch of sort of black magic world that he was from, it's where it's like a hierarchy. You climb up a pyramid, and who's at the top? Who's at the tippy top? It's definitely EA there. And I should talk to you directly there, EA, as well. Because it shows that, I don't know, some people will jump on and say, become a living God. These guys, this whole group, that they're crumbling and falling apart and this and that. And JD is just an example of why. He's just another goalpost in this falling. He'll just be replaced by someone else. It doesn't. Every time one of these black magic guys goes away or gives up, turns on whatever they're doing, whatever, they're replaced by a fiery young clone. There's a never ending, constantly being created pool of amateurs with this shit. So EA is never going to have a problem finding someone to step up and start promoting as some new guy. He'll just be called like Balg, the New Blood, or some crap. It'll be like a professional wrestling angle, So the Balg thing won't go unless EA himself finally just snaps and disavows all this shit, or that Timothy guy who's like his Goebbels there, being the propaganda minister behind the scenes. But I don't think either of these guys are ever gonna necessarily do that. So what can be said of this? Well, I guess I'll do this message for JD. Now, JD is a guy who I did communicate with a little bit on his live streams and stuff. I'd, say stuff and he'd respond and whatever. And he knew who I was from that respect, but I don't think he ever really checked out my channel or was aware that, like, what I was really up to, or how critical I am of their side of things. But I did take the time to communicate with him because of that whole crowd. I found him to be the most approachable and the one who seemed like less of an asshole. He didn't really come off as a giant asshole. And when he did his converting to Christianity video the other day, he was talking about how he wasn't into, death cursing people and all this stuff that these other guys are obsessed with. Now, he admitted to apparently doing some of that bullshit for money, which is pretty pretty prostitute, you know. But you know, what can I say? He seemed like the nicest kid out of all them bad kids, you know. But of course, it's going to be a giant shock to all the people. Do I need to name them? If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. I don't need to name everybody. But they're going to be standing there befuddled by this defection. It's going to be interesting how they handle it, because, you know, you could tell that they were friends with the guy, and they might not want to be an asshole to him, but it's going to be really hard not to. You know, when you switch governments like that, you know, you make yourself the enemy by proxy, you know. So it's this whole thing. So yeah, I'm really geeked and staying tuned to seeing what videos people make about this fallout and you know, where it goes from here. But for me, it's disappointing that he wouldn't maybe say, he might hey, be like, I had a change of heart. This black magic shit is not the way to go. I'm, you know, turn to you know, green magic or whatever. Like, you turn to nature, or he turned to I don't know, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of things in the realm of magic, because Jesus doesn't allow magic use. This is why Christianity sucks. Magic is outlawed. You know, it's seen as something of the devil. It teaches you that to maintain control of your own destiny and the energy you put out as an individual, this is something wrong and evil and sinful, and you have to neuter it from yourself. It makes you weak and defenseless and stupid, and makes you constantly, and this whole thing, prayer is groveling. Okay. It's pathetic. It's not cool. It's not okay. And furthermore, when you look at it in a different context, where you're like, I send my thoughts and prayers because you're trying to convince God to do magic on your behalf. You're turning to an invisible man in the sky to do magic for you instead of just doing it yourself. It's like you're asking permission for them to do something. And that's extremely lame too. These are the problems with Christianity, of the many, many, many problems. The number one problem, it's a lie. Okay, like I said, there's no fucking heaven and hell with fluffy white clouds and a white man on a golden throne and St. Peter at a gate. And there's no pit in the earth where there's a lake of fire where demons torture you because you're gay or have tattoos or disagree. Like, it's bullshit. It's like, you're a fool. Like, how long has the universe been around? Was it almost 13 billion years? You're telling me that the singularity just expanded in every direction all at the same time, creating vast systems of stars and galaxies and, the universe as a whole. And then you're going to tell me that mankind is the center. It's all created just for us. And not only that, it's all created for this weird setup so that we have this psychodrama involving a magic apple curse, and that the creator of this omnipotent creator of this 13 billion year old galaxy just decides that the best way that it can prove his existence is to incarnate itself on Earth as a Jewish guy to get crucified by Roman soldiers in front of like 10 people in the desert. You're going to fucking tell me that this is real? You're fucking retarded. I know it isn't fucking politically correct to say that anymore, but there isn't a better word to describe you. You're fucking retarded. It's bullshit. It's a lie. Anyone who tells you Jesus Christ is a lie is your fucking enemy. There is no knowledge there. There's no fucking perennial wisdom. There's nothing. It's bullshit. Every fucking last bit of it. And Doc here will never, ever, ever sell out to Jesus. That's the one thing you can absolutely count on. Doc Zeero will always, to the fucking bitter end, give the middle finger. You ever seen Quills with Jeffrey Rush? You know how the marquee goes out at the end? He just... yeah. That's me. But... oh, man. So yeah, I'm letting everybody know this is the situation. We're going to see a lot more fallout from it, and I'm sure I'll be able to give more examples or whatever, but it's like 5 a.m.